Hey docs, Dr. Josh Wagner here with Patient Mastery. In this quick video, I'm gonna give you my perspective on a question that I don't know the answer to, which I just got on a one-to-one call with a rockstar chiropractor when it comes to what's the size of my team, how many number of people should I have based on my practice size. Now, here's the background. So I'm on the phone with Dr. Mark, who is a tribe coach within Patient Mastery, who's been in practice 30 years, came to Patient Mastery at $50,000 a month, now hits 100,000 a month with less team members, absolutely cranking, just an icon in the field. And he brought this to me, this question on our one-to-one, because he is getting complaints from his team. We're really stretched thin, we're short-staffed. His wife, who's kind of an office manager, is hearing it from the team, and he's wondering, hey Josh, based on what size of volume I'm doing is the accurate amount of team? Now, there are lots of graphs or things with boxes that show like, hey, if you're doing this, this is what you should do. If you're doing this, this is what you should do in different realms of practice, specifically when it comes to money. But when it comes to your practice size, so some docs will count that based on volume, some of that will be based on collections, but every practice size is different. Two practices seeing 100 a week or 150 or 200 a week or 250, they're gonna operate differently. So are there modalities? Are you gonna need certain techs or tech assistants to be administering certain modalities? Do you spend 3 minutes with a patient, or do you spend 12 minutes with a patient, or 30 minutes with a patient? So things change based on practice style, where I couldn't give a direct answer of, oh, you see 100 people a day, you need this many techs and this many front desk, if I don't know more behind the scenes. But essentially, here's my perspective. If your team is complaining and they are A players, which when you went from 50 to 100 grand a month with the same team minus some, most likely they're A players. And my recommendations, which Dr. Mark had never heard before and was appreciative, was, Mark, your team, even though they're A players, they are normal human beings. Unlike you, you are a superachiever, and oftentimes as superachievers, we expect everyone around us to be superachievers. But you know what, Mark? If your team were superachievers, they're A players, but if they're superachievers, they would go out and start chiro clinics and employ chiropractors. But they're not, because that's what you could do. They are human beings. So if they're complaining that they're stretched thin and they're overwhelmed and they're stressed, it's time to get them some help. And instead of thinking, do I have to be seeing this volume or do this? I just asked him straight up, how much would a front desk A player cost you a month? And he's thinking $3,500 a month for his area, what it would be for their salary, payroll taxes, things like that. So, okay, $3,500 a month, you're at 100 grand. Let's say this person is making it so much easier for your team during the rush hour, during those few hours a day where it's rush hour. And maybe when it's not rush hour, they could be focused more on back-end admin, freeing up time and bandwidth for your other team, projects, marketing, and if they're an A player, that's gonna increase new patients, revenue, profits, all that, let alone during the busy times, be able to see more people. But for $3,500 a month, if you're making the rest of your team happier, taking weight off their shoulders so they can be better, and you have one extra A player increasing capacity, efficiency, marketing, productivity, there is no way that won't contribute to an extra 10K a month just from adding that one person. And if it doesn't, guess what? You're not locked into that person. You're not on a year contract or 3 years where you have to just stick it out. No, if you find it's the wrong person, maybe wrong attitude, wrong skills, or they're just not increasing the practice, you can let them go. But the bottom line is when you bring an A player into a practice, and if it costs you $3,500 a month, without a doubt, they should be adding $10,000. And I'm not talking about an associate. I'm talking about front desk, connecting with patients, building relationships in the community, setting up marketing, setting up events, setting up exposure. There's no reason this shouldn't be happening. So I urge you to think like that. If you feel you're constrained, that could be one of the reasons of your glass ceiling of you just don't have enough hands on deck, and life will fill capacity. So if you're constraining yourself, you're not gonna break through it. And realize what you pay someone you should be getting a lot more back in return. Otherwise, it's not worth having them. And that's not, that's how every business grows, with more people. Doesn't matter if it's small business or public company. More good people grow businesses. It applies to a chiropractic practice too. Hope this made you think about something and see it from a different angle and not get stuck in paradigms in chiro, which is so common, which is it has to always look like this. At 50 patients a week, I have this. At 100, I have this. At 200, I have this. Because you know what? Adjusting times, modalities, different styles of practice are unique amongst the profession. All right, keep rocking, stay focused, keep helping people get back to their life. If you need help getting to your next level, reach out. We'll get you on the phone with a tribe coach like Dr. Mark and show you what's possible for your unique vision and goals to get you there.